It's a film of labor of love. When Anand Ramaiyya approached me with the subject, it was around 2012 or so, when he came and narrated the subject to me. And we all knew that India was changing at that time. And I asked him, I said, are you very fond of committing suicide? Because I realized that even if he made the film, he was not ever going to be able to show it around. My words came true. Because after making a very brilliant documentary, he hasn't been able to exhibit it in India till he found Aparajita and she took it upon herself to exhibit the film. I believe this is only the second public screening of the film in India. It has been exhibited in festivals abroad, but this is the only screening of the film, the second screening of the film in India.
Actually, Karatla has screened it in Hyderabad. Others refused to screen it. One of us and then screened it.
Faratullah Beg, who is a researcher and who was associated with this film in doing the research for Anand, and for his work, who was awarded at I think the Canadian Film Festival got an award for his researcher. This film has won awards also. It deals with the entire story of the murder of my great grandfather, Tushar Gandhi. And Anand has done a wonderful job of being very fair. So you will hear the side of the murderers, their descendants talking about their ancestors. And it is a very informative film. I was very fortunate to be associated with its making. And Anand really put me through the works in making the film because he made me act in front of the camera also and be the guide. There were some very different moments because posing as environmentalists, we sneaked into the headquarters of the Hindu Mahasabha in Delhi because we wanted to film the rooms in which the gang of murderers had stayed previous to the failed attempt on the 20th. And they all felt that we were crazy environmentalists who were trying to do a documentary while we shot the details over there, which some of them you will see in this documentary. And that was all organized by Faratullah. And for those of you who are interested, and if we have the time at the end of the film, we can have a dialogue in which I will tell you about the things that were not, did not fit into the film in the 90 minutes, because at one point of time, looking at the commercial viability of the film, Anand was also asked to tone down the things that he was intending to show. So we shot a lot more, but what you see over here is much less. But whatever you see over here is quite revealing. So enjoy the film. What I would like to speak about is that after seeing this whole film, the greatest conspirator in Bapu's murder, you must remember, was Mohandas Gandhi himself. Because in his last years of his life, he saw that his belief that his people were non-violent was wrong. He saw the madness of violence in India as it came towards freedom. And he saw that all the people that he believed in and trusted were falling short of his escalated standards. And when what he witnessed in Noakhali, Bihar and then in Delhi, and what he heard of from the nature, or Indians were by nature non-violent. And he realized that they needed to be shocked out of this madness. And the only shock that was possible to have an effect on such a large mass of people was his death. And I believe that he wished it upon himself. There is one slight misinformation where his death wish is attributed to be 1 year before his murder. 10 days before the murder, just before the failed attempt on 20th of January, while talking to Abba, he told her that if I have to die, I would prefer to die at the hands of the assassin, accepting the bullets on my chest, and with the name of God on my lips, and no hatred for the person who kills me. And so he had started realizing that if his country had to be saved, the supreme sacrifice would have to be made by himself. And that's exactly what happened. So, in a way, we should be indebted to Ram Godse for providing that shock which was necessary to bring sanity back to India. And we saw that for almost 30 years after the murder, India remained sane. There were brief lapses into violence, there was communal violence happening, caste violence happening, that was even now. But by and large, we were at peace with one another. And you see how, when the ideology of Hindutva is on the ascent, how we are succumbing to violence and normalizing hate and violence in our lives. Unfortunately, today we don't have a person of the stature of Gandhi to sacrifice himself to shock us back into sanity again. That is something that we must all be worried about. See, actually, this film was made just after my book was published, Who Killed Gandhi, which also formed the basis of a lot of the details that you see in this film. Because my book, Who Killed Gandhi, is kind of an encyclopedia of the entire conspiracy of that time. And so when we made this film, we really weren't bothered about what was happening in India. The only objective was that we need to tell the story as it happened. And Anand said, I need to show it in our history. And so their side of the narrative will also be shown. And I said, I don't have any objection to it, as long as you show the facts from our side also, the reality, and it's based on evidence. It is only now that we see how from that time to now India has dramatically changed, that all these things are becoming more and more relevant. So maybe this film can be used to start the debate that we've all been wishing that India would have, instead of the kind of madness that we are seeing where Muslim children are being asked to be assaulted, or Dalits are still being humiliated in even the state of Ambedkar and Phule and things. And so I think this film can become a starting point of a dialogue that would then create the idea of an India that counters the new India that is being attempted to be made. There are many things in the Gandhi murder conspiracy that are not explained, that we don't know, and I don't think we will ever find out. But there is a need to take to the people what at least we know about. In this film, I'm very honored to be a part of, and the fact that it was made in such a brave manner. Remember, after having made this film, the makers have not been able to recover their investment, either in cash or in the viewership, because India will not allow this film to be screened. And so this is what this film is important for.